Hi, everybody. I got my notes here. Please forgive me if I have to go back to them. I'm not just a dragon, I'm also part goldfish. So, that said, yeah, it's 2016. Woo! Fuck! Does anyone else have that reaction when someone tells you what year it is? Because, yeah, I grew up in the 80s, and the year 2000 was the future. And so, by the time we got to the year 2000, we were supposed to have sex robots and hoverboards. So when I got to the year 2000, my brain just stopped counting. That's how I thought anyways. So 20 years from now, I'm just gonna like go get a catatonic when I have to sign a check. So yeah, anyone else here? 80s kids? Yeah? Oh my god, I'm old. Okay, so one thing there's lots of magical things about the 80s, but one of the things that people don't appreciate is we were in the Cold War, which means our bad guys were white guys who might bomb us. Ooh. Do you know how freeing it is to have the bad guys be white guys? You don't have to worry about being accused of being like anti-religion or against the color of their skin. They were basically diet Nazi. 0 calories, kind of taste like it. That was the Russians, and don't get me wrong, I mean, we had racism. Beating minorities was pretty much the basis of Mike Tyson's Punch-Out. But we could all get together every few years, watch the Olympics, say, fuck you, Ruski, and then high five. So yeah, you didn't have to worry about that stuff, just hate these, like this group of evil white guys. And when I looked at it that way, I finally understood Tumblr. And by the way, thanks for coming out, and we appreciate you coming up here watching us do stand-up, because really stand-up, as an art form, is the most instantly gratifying. Because an artist has an idea, and usually they have to spend hours sketching, and then inking, and then coloring it in, getting the shading right, and then they submit it onto Furfinity, and someone squints at it and says, "Can I fap to this?" With stand-up, I just can come up here and be like, so here's something I thought while I was taking a shit. Not saying I thought this next thing while I was taking a shit, but some of the like weird thoughts I'll have, like if a soldier rubs it out on the battlefield, is that technically a tug of war? Or I really want dragon to be a verb. Like you can ram something with your car or ferret something away. I'm just gonna be like, yeah, I dragging the shit out of that burrito. And I've also noticed that if you want anything to sound more legit, just add syllables. Like if someone's like bothering you and being like, hey, you one of them furries? Just pick up your wine glass and be like, actually, I prefer the term Anthro-American. Something else I noticed is like, No. Something else I noticed is like, it's ironic that you have to get out of bed and follow your dreams. That seems backwards to me. My dreams are in there. But anyway, I try to follow my dreams, but my dreams tend to drive a Bugatti, and they have the driving habits of Thelma and Louise. So, some of you are old enough to get that. Anyway, so yeah. So I'm trying to find a job in other places, and I've been trying to write my resume, and I found some resume tips for you guys. I've noticed that you can really pad out your resume by putting in 2006 Person of the Year. Some of you got that, because in 2006, the Person of the Year was, and I quote, you! So technically it's right. And it's great if you put it after like a couple like of your filler stuff, you know, Specializes in 2 kinds of microwave oatmeal, cold and exploded. Can type 30 words a minute with 1 hand. Time Magazine 2006 Person of the Year. So yeah, I tend not to tell too many stories in my stand-up because you know your life's not too interesting when you're alone in your apartment and you say to your cat, "God damn it, I love sweatpants." Maybe it's just the age I am, but like, yeah, I love sweatpants right out of the dryer as much as white people love living on a prayer. If you don't know what I'm talking about, you haven't been to a hockey game in the last 10 years. Fucking every time. Anyway, yeah, so, yeah, I love sweatpants because you gain a little weight, and you know, sweatpants don't judge. They're like, hey man, let's work this out. Sweatpants are my safe space. But you gotta be careful though, because sweatpants can, you know, they're great, but they can also be a sad place too, because that means you don't have the effort to put on your real pants. That's where you gotta be careful. Like, I'm trying to lose weight, but I live right next to a cold stone. And there should just be a picture on the wall that says, "Do not let in this man with sweatpants. He is in a bad state." I am, and like I'll go in there like, oh fuck it, I'm going to cold stone. And the worst thing is, I don't want to tip them because then they'll sing. I don't want them to sing. It's just worse. It's terrible. Look, I'll pay you extra money to not sing. Look, okay, just take this money. I don't want to hear your slave song, just make me fat. Oh boy. So who celebrated Valentine's Day this year? How was taking a blowjob day? See, yeah, see, furries for steak and a blowjob day, you know what we call that? Tuesday. Yeah, you got it. So, but my favorite holiday is actually the 4th of July. Because we celebrate America by doing 2 things America does best. Eating and blowing shit up. And look, I'm surprised by now we just haven't made the exploding pizza. It would be like Boom Pizza. It's like a drone for your mouth. We gave a taste test of Boom Pizza to an ISIS member, and it's official. All 500 pieces of them love Boom Pizza. It's terrible what happened in France with ISIS and everything, but I was really inspired by how on Facebook, you know, everyone superimposed the French flag on their icons, just to show the world that they stole Photoshop. But lots of great things come out of France, you know. For instance, parkour, which is French for concussion. And parkour is cool and all, but leave it to the French to perfect the art of retreat. People tell me it's to get from point A to point B, but every time I see it on TV, it's some skinny guy running away from James Bond. He jumps over a wall and James Bond runs through it. Like an American. James Bond should be an honorary American because he treats exotic women the same way we treat exotic countries. He finds one that interests them, screws it, and they die. So, in stand-up comedy right now, there's a lot of talk about joke thieves and stealing material. I'm 50-50 on it because I don't approve of joke thieves, but it is very common to write something that someone else wrote. Like the other day, I had some, you know, of my own material I wrote, and you know, turn on the TV. There's Jerry Seinfeld talking about being a gay hypochondriac dragon. It happens. Any other hypochondriacs out there? No? Yeah, there we go. Yeah, this is our gang sign. Yeah, so actually, the thing about being a hypochondriac is, like, there's only two options. Either you're overreacting to a random pain, or you're dead! Those are the two. I actually have a heart condition now. Yeah, apparently I'm so white that my heart's off beat. So, but you know, I take some medication to slap it around like a teacher from Whiplash and make it drum and beat and whatever. I haven't seen Whiplash and it looks really cool, but it's about a teacher who slaps and beats kids into greatness. But I think I've already seen that movie. It's called The Jackson 5. You react that way because you know how that movie ended. So, anyway, anyone here play Rocket League? Yeah! I love Rocket League, but it's really fun, except I hate how involved I get into it. Like emotionally invested because I get really wrapped up into a game against people with ridiculous screen names. So during a game, I'll just be like, nice pass, Jizz Hat. Wait, good goal there, Raging Chlamydia. By the way, these are real screen names. Raging Chlamydia, wow, he burned up there. But the worst was when me and my brother was so mad that we lost to someone and then we saw his name was Lord Krusty Butt. And when you play Rocket League, like there's two reactions to when you're playing people. Either like you lose or like, you suck, trash. Okay. If you win, it's like, great game, faggot. I don't know how they do, okay. Either way, yeah, so they do this, and I hate them more and more. I hate these kids. I'm like, oh, God damn it, I can feel myself getting more and more Republican, basically. These fuckers don't deserve $15 an hour. I got a cane, just for playing Rocket League. But anyway, yeah, so as I get angrier and angrier at all these kids, I finally realized I understood Charles Bronson. Now, if you don't know who that is, in the 80s, there was this old guy with a gun named Charles Bronson. He was an action hero. And he was just an old guy with a gun that shot young people. So now I get it. It's just a fantasy for old people, like, yeah! Anyway, that's my Rocket League experience. Hey, want me to freak you out right now?
Yeah.
1 year from now, we're gonna have a new president. Yeah, take that as you will. Because no matter what,
Something.
yeah, something, right? Yeah, whatever way you go, it's pretty fucking scary. And like, I like Bernie. I like Bernie. He's cool. I love Bernie, and I love the fact that he looks like a scientist that built a boy robot in his basement. So, yeah, but my favorite part is watching the GOP debates, though, because you got them all lined up up there like a fresh shipment from the asshole factory. And they're mostly all up there with their perfectly parted Hitler hair. And then you have Donald Trump. Because, like, you can judge the level of crazy by the hair. Because you got, like, Marco Rubio, like, perfectly coiffed, and he's like, oh yeah, that's Obama, and he knows what he's doing, and I think he knows what he's doing, and that's what he's doing. He's very nice. And then you go to Trump. I will bring you until Valhalla, shiny and chrome. I get it, okay, yeah, that's kind of fun. So, the thing about Donald Trump is like, I love how his platform is winning, because it works so well for Charlie Sheen. And like, I love how he'll say, I love whoever. Because when he says, I love a group, he's about to say some really fucked up shit. Like, I love Mexicans. They're rapists. Perfect example. So I'm just waiting for like, I love the queers. You know, but it wouldn't be bad if a few of them jumped in the oven. They're flaming already, right? He'll say he'll love something right before he trashes it. It's so fun. But yeah. There they all are up there with their perfect hair. Donald Trump. If everyone had perfect hair like JFK, Donald Trump has hair like JFK in Texas. So yeah. I know I kind of told this story last year, but a lot of you aren't here, and well, a lot of people seem to enjoy it. So it's funny how you discover things about yourself as time goes on. You think you know yourself pretty well. Well, one time I found out that if I have beer for dinner, I can create a WMD in my tummy. And I just like to say tummy and WMD in the same sentence, like you're watching Sesame Street Baghdad or something. Anyway, so yeah, I had beer for dinner and forgot to eat regular dinner. So, this is what this is about. Well, at about 4 a.m., I was with Alkali, we were both asleep, and I was woken up, and I unleashed the beast. Now, I can't just say I farted, because that would be like saying New Orleans had rain. That does not do it justice. This came out, and, well, normally Alkali is very, very hard to wake up. Like, I'll be like, Alkali. Like, Ku Klux Klan's here, whatever. It takes him forever to wake up. I let this out. He just darts up and goes, "Did you shit the bed?" It permeates throughout the whole house. We gotta get up, open up all the windows, both up for hours. Now, today, if I even touch a beer, he just looks at me. Like a Vietnam vet looks at an Asian businessman.